It's our reality, just your average family, trying to be normal and stay out of trouble, living a double life.
What's up? We got Thurman, Season 3, Episode 23, Stealing Home. And even though, last video was actually Episode 23, it's not. That was Season 4. This episode is Yaku Episode 23, so it's going to count it as such. So this is the Thurman, Season 3, Episode 23, Stealing Home. This episode starts off at the Thunder House, where Barb says, Thunder fan, everybody get excited because they're all going to. Phoebe says, the mall, going to Japan. Nora says, Spain. Billy says, Narnia. Okay, yeah, Billy, bro, I haven't reviewed this show in over like a month, I think. I think it's been like a month since I last reviewed the Halloween special, but bro, that just, Barb says, even better, they're going shoe shopping. Hank says, they're going to have to do it without him and Phoebe. They have superhero training in the house today. Phoebe says, super training in his house. Yeah, she won't do that again. Barb says, she thought they already finished this week's training. And Hank says, yeah, but they have bonus training. Phoebe says, yeah, it's effective extra credits session when she gets to learn how to. And Max says, they get it, super nerd. I love Max. Yeah, first time saying that since I just came back. I love Max. Again, has anyone counted how many times I said I love Max in each video? Someone get on. Anyway. Barb says, where's Max going? And Max says, he has to train too. His band is working on a new song called Later, Losers. You'll hear it later, losers. Barb says, well, everybody who's not training, let's head to the car. Barb says, she's buying shoes. And Chloe says, and that's how you do it. Oh my god, I love Chloe. Billy, Nora, and Chloe leave. And that's the last we see of them until the B-plot. But, yeah. And Hank said, now, Phoebe's bonus training today requires focus and hard work. Then it cuts to them with Hank saying, that's why they're at the movies. That's why they're at the movies instead. Phoebe says, at the movie his house. And Hank says, technically they're still training. Time to feel her food tossing abilities. Phoebe tosses popcorn to Hank's mouth. And Phoebe says, direct hit. The moviegoers shush them and they say they're training. They're training here. After the opening, in the A-plot. Phoebe said, Phoebe and Hank are getting back home, and Hank says, when he heard they were making a movie out of a board game, he had his doubts. But those hippos were really hungry. Phoebe says the best part is that Barb will never know they left the house unless she sees that they've been robbed. Please tell her he moved all the furniture. Hank says, does Phoebe really think he can do housework unless he was forced to? Phoebe says, no. How are they going to fix it before Barb gets home? And they do this running joke where Hank yells up to the sky and says, you animals! I don't get it. Either Max or Hank yell, "You animal." It's only here, it's only this running joke. They never come back to it again, but it's just so weird. This is a joke that they do. Phoebe says, "How are they gonna get to fix this before Barb gets home?" Hank says, "That's the next part of her training. Figuring out how to fix this. But that's the next part of Phoebe's training. Her figuring this out before Barb gets home." And go. Meanwhile, on the B plot, at Splatburger, because I thought that they were going shoe shopping, but I guess the writers said, "Oh yeah, we can't turn a whole B plot into we can't have a shoe shopping adventure in a B plot." So yeah, now we're at Splatburger. They did the shoe shopping off screen. Thanks for trying to bait me, writers. And Nora says, "Whoa, why does Splatburger look like an old West? Why does it look like the Old West puked all over Splatburger?" Mrs. Wong's like, "Yippee-ki-yay, thunder dorks. Are they here for the contest?" I'm probably going to offend a lot of people with my Mrs. Wong rap. But I've been doing my Mrs. Wong voice for seasons now, and no one has complained about it, so why would they do it now? Barb's out for at least to pull out the cowboy look, because Mrs. Wong already won. Mrs. Wong says, "No, Bob." And she says Barbara, but I'm just going to call it Barb. "No, Bob. She's having a contest to promote her new Southwest burger." So yeah, still got the voice going down. "Whoever keeps their hands on a cactus the longest wins," Nora says. "So you have a real sad sack. You have to be a real sad sack for signing up for that." Mrs. Wong says, "The winner stars in a new splatburger commercial." They say they're in, and Mrs. Wong says, "Good. They might be the only family who only has a shot in a commercial that they usually let ugly people be in on TV." Barb says, "Mrs. Wong's right. This is a once in a lifetime chance for uggos like them." Nora says, but Mrs. Wong said the last person standing is the winner. Barb says, "Well, that puts their family. If they're a family, one of them wins. They all win." Mrs. Wong says, "Attention, they're starting your pathetic fame seeker. Put your hands on the cactus." She had the needles removed. Of course, Chloe gets pricked by one of the needles and says, "Ow." Mrs. Wong says, "I guess she missed." Chloe loses, and Chloe's out. And Chloe crosses her arms. And Chloe crosses her arms angrily. I don't know. How could Chloe be out? She didn't let go. I guess because we need Chloe to have her own separate plot in the B plot, aside from the main character's B plot, that we have to have Chloe out early. Because she's a child. She's a 4-year-old to 5-year-old child. So we need her out. Meanwhile, back in the A plot, Hank says he can't believe they took the count. He spent years carving a perfect buckaroo. Phoebe says she wonders if Thunder Monitor saw anything, but they see that Thunder Monitor was stolen too. Hank says, "Thanks for the TV. What about the pizza that was inside the box?" "You animal!" This is the worst day of his life. Phoebe says, "Yeah, it's going to be a lot worse when Barb finds out they lied to her about training and let someone steal their insanely brightly colored furniture." Max shows up saying, "Where's all their stuff?" And Hank says, "They were robbed. And they took the pizza. Those animals!" Again, told you it's running joke. Max says, "That's impossible. Hank and Phoebe were home training all day." Phoebe says, yes, but that... says yes. Because that was not a lie. Max sniffs movie popcorn on them, and Phoebe says, "That's not popcorn. It's Hank's cologne. Hank says, it's butter-based European scent. Lavishie. Max says he saw them at the movies and Hank says fine. Max busts them. But they've got a bigger problem. They have to find the thief who stole their stuff. Max says it was him. And he did. And if they don't want Barb to bust them, they won't. But they want their furniture back, so they have to become his personal servants. Phoebe says she's Max's butler, so she makes his bed. Costa says, yeah. Hank says Max got them. Phoebe says at least they aren't Max not making them weird outfits. Cut to them in Max's lair with Max and Phoebe wearing a butler and maid outfit. Phoebe says Max has a run with pantyhose. Hank says he's not wearing the pantyhose. Max says silence, servants. Phoebe, she's Max's butler, so she has to make his bed. And Claus says, what about some new newspaper, Hank? He wants it shredded, like Hank's dignity. So Hank shreds it for him. And meanwhile, in the B plot, Chloe tells Barb she's hungry, of course, and Barb says, okay, Chloe can eat whatever she can eat. They just can't let go of the cactus. So just press buttons in order for herself. Chloe says she can get whatever she wants, and of course, because it's Chloe, she gets too drunk on power and orders everything on the menu because, again, Barb is kind of being a terrible mom here by not watching her daughter and trying to make sure she's not ordering everything on the menu. But by telling Chloe she can have anything she wants, that kind of means that Chloe will go over will basically go over with power. Chloe says, Chloe orders some fries and says, so much power. Power. I have no idea how Michael Clark said it, but she said so much power. And sits down. Mrs. Wong says, okay, everybody, time to raise your hand if you're having fun. Barb says, Mrs. Wong just limited 2 people, which they're just in the final. Nora says, alright, all they have to do is outlast that guy. The guy says, he is not going anywhere. He's a professional commercial star. Nora says, did you just hear that guitar? And Raul says, that is his cousin. He pays him to follow him everywhere. His name is Gustavo, and that is Gustavo's cousin. They are a very talented family. Mrs. Wong says, ready to win the contest, Raul? And Barb says, any of them could win the contest. Mrs. Wong says, fat chance, Bob. Raul's gonna win. He's been trying for months for this. Raul says, his calves are like a chunk of mighty redwood, and that pepper's on his cowley coat. Barb says, Mrs. Wong may have rigged the contest with some guy whose calves can crack a walnut, but the Thurman will not go down without a fault. But Mrs. Wong says, waste your time. But Raul will be the last man standing because he's a certified beefcake. Literally, he's a tattoo that says certified beefcake. I don't know if they actually tattooed that on him or that's fake. But I'll never know. But yeah. Billy says, this is going to be hard. He's a beefcake and he's certified. Oh, Billy. Meanwhile, in the A-plot, back in the A-plot, Phoebe and Hank are carrying Max's by rickshaw, and Max says, great job, Pony. Great job, Pony. Break silence. Phoebe says, they didn't say anything. Max says, You're breathing too loud. And Phoebe says, look, Max, they play his game. Now just tell them where their stuff is. Max says, Phoebe, he can't believe that two of the best superheroes in the world couldn't find their own furniture writing a note. It's in the garage. Hank says, it's empty. Max says, it's empty. But then says, it's empty. It says their stuff is stolen. Hank asks Max where the furniture is, and Max says, it's right there. And then it says right there by pulling a Dale Gribble and running. It says, it's right there. And pulls a Dale Gribble by jumping over the fence, Squirrel Tactic style. Hank says he's going to kick his butt. That's King of the Hill talk still. Hank says he'll get Max and says, Thunderbird, away! And comes back with Hank pulling Max by the ear. Max says, where was that hustle when he was on the rickshaw? Phoebe says, someone must have stolen the stuff. Is there anyone else who could help move it? Max says, yeah. It was so many trucks. His friend's chainsaw. From Phoebe's Will Rock You from season 2. And Phoebe references that same episode by saying, the same chainsaw who stole their microwave. Good reference continuity, Phoebe, from season 2, episode 4, Phoebe Will Rock You. Max says, yeah, Chainsaw's not like that anymore. He turned away from a life of crime and now opens up a coffee shop, which is literally just a Game of Thrones parody name called Game of Scones. It's literally just Game of Thrones, but with scone. Hank says, Barb will be home any minute. Yeah, I'm surprised Barb didn't tell Hank at any point or texted him being like, dude, we're going to be gone for a while. We totally just got trapped into a battle with Mrs. Wong over a commercial. Nope. He does not know. Obviously know the end of the episode, but right now he still thinks she's at the mall, which I'm surprised he wouldn't have told her. Like, dude, that's your husband. I guess she thinks that he's superhero training with Phoebe. And he thinks that she's shoe shopping. But the fact that he wouldn't try to call her or something or text her and be like, bro, I'm currently in a commercial battle with Mrs. Wong. So yeah. So they go down there and see if Chainsaw has their stuff on the rickshaw. There's this whole Colosso joke where Colosso tries to be Max's servant. And he even says, you animals. But it's not mentionable. Colosso kind of just has this one scene and they're gone for the rest of the episode. Meanwhile, the B plot, Mrs. Wong is fourth drinking Raoul. Raoul says, Mrs. Wong must sorry feel like 1,000 butterflies dancing on the puffy sculpted back of Raoul. Nora says, this isn't fair. Mrs. Wong is playing dirty. They'll play dirty too. Barb says, Nora, 2 Wongs don't make it right. That's what she said. The Slenderman always play by the rule. Mrs. Wong says, what are you looking at, Mom Jean? Barb says, okay, now it's like Donkey Wong. Yeah, she said that too. Barb secretly takes out the hand and then pushes Mrs. Wong Barb secretly uses her electricity to enter Mrs. Wong's massager, electrifying Raoul, injuring his back. Billy says, Raoul took his hand off Cactus. Mrs. Wong pushes Raoul, saying he ruined her commercial. Raoul says Gustavo and Gustavo's cousin to play him out, and they leave. Barb says, they did it. So Billy and Nora can take her hands off the cactus and let her win. Billy says, let her win? This uncertified beef kick is going to win. Nora says, that commercial is hurt. Then Nora proves how serious she is, winning by taking off her bow. Which is, this is the only time, besides the Fireman's Returns movie, where we ever see Nora without a bow. This in the movie. Be afraid, people. Barb said she has to win it. She's the only one with acting experience thanks to her hit electress medical drama, Super Strong Medicine, which is a parody of Rosa Blassi's actual show, Strong Medicine. Yeah, Rosa Blassie had an actual medical drama called Strong Medicine. Either the writers saw this and wanted to make a parody of it, or they just didn't, or they just wanted to, thought it would be funny if Electress had, maybe Electress's commercials in Mall Time Crooks was paid because of these commercials, because of these TV shows that she was in. But the fact that this is a reference to Rosa Blassi's, I hope I'm saying the name right. I always call it Rosa Blassie. I hope I'm saying the name right. Rosa Blassi's actual TV show she was in, under the same, called Strong Medicine. Billy says, guess they have a three-way standoff. Barb says, oh, Barb should check on Chloe. Like a good parent. Barb says, nice try, and asks how Chloe's doing. Chloe says, never better, baby. As we see Chloe, everything Chloe has ordered, and she continues to order more food. Meanwhile, Leopold, at Game of Scones, which is again just a reference to the non-hit show by the end of its run, Game of Thrones. Phoebe says, I would have said hit show, but since Game of Thrones kind of fell off by the end, I now put non-hit show. Phoebe says, the customers are sitting on our furniture. Max says, hold on, maybe Chainsaw just has some taste furniture as they do. Then Fireman alerts them that today's special is half-cab, no-wit Mokiato. Max says, he sees it now. Hank confronts Chainsaw and gets distracted by Crane and Orange Scone. So Phoebe says, Chainsaw, give the stuff back he stole. Chainsaw tries to be like, oh, what stuff? And Phoebe says, he didn't steal. And Phoebe says, their family portrait is on the wall. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, so how would they be able to steal that family portrait? How is it not in superhero mode and it's in regular portrait mode? How was it fixed after technically in the last episode, chronologically, where Aunt Mandy pushed the thing over and destroyed it, cracking the picture? I don't know. Don't know how it's fixed by then. And I don't know how that penguin butler statue is still standing despite the fact that Mandy destroyed it on misbehaving. I don't know. But anyway, so how were they, again, wouldn't they have seen Max as a superhero? I don't know how they would have been able to change it. But anyway. Chainsaw says Max told him Max was selling stuff for a garage sale. Max says, yeah, but Chainsaw took it all out paying. Chainsaw says he slipped a green envelope full of cash through Max's basement window. Hank says, did you say green envelope? Then we flash back to the green envelope Hank destroyed thanks to Colosso, and yeah, that was the money that was the money that Chainsaw paid Max. Where's that Colosso? So yeah, so technically Hank destroyed Chainsaw's money. So yeah, so Chainsaw ain't giving back the furniture. Or isn't giving back the furniture. Chainsaw, and Hank says that's his wedding china. And Chainsaw accidentally breaks it. And saying, oops. So Phoebe says this is similar. He's seen saying this is all Max's fault. Max had to mess with her and Hank. Max says, "This is all Max's fault." Saying this is all Max's fault. 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 Saying this is all Max's fa So he should have done it sooner. He's seen them use buzz training as an excuse to ride bike, putting me in call scuba diving. Phoebe says, wait a minute, has Max been following them? And Max says, no. What? Max says, what? Max says, what? No, he just happened to be at all those places. Phoebe said, yeah. And the basketball game where they nay-nayed at the Jumbotron. Phoebe says he has been following them ways. Max jealous she's been hanging out with Hank. Max misses his daddy. And Max says, misses his daddy? Yeah, right. Like he never hang out, used to nay-nay with that goober. Don't know what that means, but I just remember the SpongeBob song. Gooby, 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 yeah. I'm gonna figure out rock. Bam, bam, bam. You're gonna figure out rock. Bam, bam, rock, go figure where's rock. Rock, rock. Go, 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 rock. Rock, rock, rock. There it is, a single song that I remember. Hank tells the customer to get her hipster butt out of his butt groove. Chainsaw says, seating is tight in here. If Hank wanted to move somewhere to see, he should buy a bigger couch. Then Chainsaw slaps Hank on the butt. I don't know if when you do that, that's to show that he's gay. Is Chainsaw in love with Hank? I don't know why he did that. Why he slapped Hank on the butt. Is he in love with Hank? I don't know why he did that. That usually means something when you slap someone on the butt. But for this show, I don't know. I don't know why he slapped him on the butt. She thinks she has his way out of it. Yo, Chainsaw. She sees he's pressed for space. Why don't they have themselves a little contest? They win, they get their furniture back. If Chainsaw wins, Max says he gets their house. And Max says she was going to volunteer Hank to take down some few walls. And Max says, oh, he likes her paying better. Chainsaw says, too late. He's already sold on their house. Thanks a lot, Max. Hank says the only way he's agreed to this is if they get to pick the challenge. Chainsaw says, what are they thinking? Bare knuckle boxing, knife fight. Phoebe says, or something a little less prison-y, like food tossing. And Chainsaw says, food tossing is the #1 prison game. It's the #1 prison game. He and his daughter play all the time. Yo, Hacksaw, hit him. And if you don't know, Hacksaw is played by Tati Gabrielle, who played Indra's daughter on the 100. And as a 100 fan, what was her name again? I kind of forget. I just know I watched that show, but I don't remember her name. It's kind of Indira? I'll check it later and add in the name post edit. But the fact is that she's played by she's Indra's daughter on the 100. That's all what I know her from. But yeah, Max says he should have gone with knife fight. Meanwhile, on the B plot, back at Splatburger, Barb says, wow, Billy and Nora have been at it a long time. They should go to the bathroom. Billy says, nope. His second superpower is bladder control. He hasn't peed since February. Okay, Billy, that is an issue. You should definitely see a doctor about that. An actual doctor who can tell you that you having peed since February is a serious issue. Nora says she's surprised Barb doesn't have to go. She had a lot of water. Barb says no, she hasn't. Nora says, well, she's about to, and she lasers a waitress's foot to causing a lot of spill to Barb. Barb would grab Nora for that. A normal person would ground Nora for that, but because this is a show, we don't ever see Nora get grounded for that. Definitely she would. Of course, Barb gets her payback by saying that she'll pay them back, but but actually, Nora will pay for that, but actually, let her pay for all, charge it. So Barb electrifies Billy and Nora. Again, Nora literally used her laser eyes in public with nor Mrs. Wong or anyone batting an eye. Barb used her electricity in public with Mrs. Wong nor no one questioning. Yeah, them using their powers in the front of humans, of non-soups. Yeah, who cares about that now? We're in a competition. Literally. They're in front of non-soups themselves. Like, come on. You guys have your own rule of not using your powers in front of non-soups. But Mrs. Wong and the entire customer at Splatburger are non-soups. One of them could have saw that and reported you. I know it's a show and not like takes it seriously, but the fact is that they use their powers in public, which is what they say is against the rules, against each other, and no one, and Mrs. Wong or someone could have saw them. I'm surprised Chloe doesn't do anything, because apparently, like, he got game, she's the person to disrupt fights now, to be like, guys, this is a game. This is a game. You should be fighting together. You should be playing as a family. But now, she doesn't do that because, again, she has her own B-plot about overpricing her food. So, yeah, unlike in He Got Game where Chloe showed up to knock some sense into them, she doesn't do that this episode. I thought she was gonna, because they're gonna pull that one again where Chloe comes in to knock some sense into these people. But no, Chloe, who is the best character on the show, doesn't do that. Don't know why. So, yes. So, Barb... Oh, yes. So, Barb electrifies Billy and Nora. No one bats an eye, and Chloe doesn't try to come in to stop them. Doesn't run over to stop them. So, yeah. And Billy said... And Billy and Nora... Billy says he's never noticed how different Nora looks without her bow. Mrs. Wong yells at Chloe for buying every food on the menu, and Chloe says, she couldn't decide. Seeing this, they all yell. Barb, Billy, and Nora realize that they kind of forgot about Chloe this episode and run over to go talk to her. Mrs. Wong tells them to clean it up. They have a commercial. Anyway, Barb said they were so worried about the contest, they forgot they left Chloe all alone. And you told her to buy her own stuff, so Barb is on you. Mrs. Wong tells them to clean it up. We have a commercial to shoot. Barb says, we? And Mrs. Wong says, yeah. They all let go at the same time, so you losers win. Barb says, what are they going to do with all the food? Then Raoul returns saying, fear not. He is as hungry as he is handsome. So then he eats the food and puts it in his pocket, puts the rest in in his bag, and we never see Raul again after that. And this B plot's kind of just wrapped up here. We obviously see the commercial at the end of the episode, but we never see Raul again. Bye, Raul. You were kind of a fun character, and I liked doing your voice. Back in the A plot, Hank says he and Phoebe are going to save their house. Hank tosses, but she misses. Hank tosses Phoebe, but she misses. Phoebe says she was so distracted by Max. Hank says, Phoebe, whatever Max is doing won't matter if they are living in a van down by the river. Phoebe says, it's not just Max. It's just Max will admit, but she thinks Max is bummed that they don't hang out as much as he and Phoebe do. Hank says, what? They hang out? I mean, last week there was a time they named at the basketball game. Phoebe says, that was us. And Hank's like, oh my, OMG, I literally spent no time with my son. My second son. I never spent time with my first son. I better go hang out with him. He goes to Splatburger and hangs out with Billy. Okay, I'm sorry. Just that was a joke. He goes over there, and actually what happens, he goes over there and talks to Matt. I know Billy's his second son, but I just wanted to make a joke. Like, he goes to Splatburger and hangs out with Billy. He goes over there, his first son, Matt, and talks to him. Yeah. But first, Phoebe says Max probably thinks he's a goober. He's a goofy goober, rock. But Phoebe's like, yeah, he doesn't think you're a goober, rock. Yeah, Hank says, he knows what Phoebe's trying to tell him, and tells Max he's kicking Phoebe out and allowing Max in. Phoebe's like, that is not what she meant. They really gotta let her finish her sentences. Her thoughts. Max says, why do they want him? Why do they want to do it with him? Hank says, they want to do it with him? They want him to do it with them? Hank says, of course. He loves eating. Max loves throwing things at him. They're a dream team. Chainsaw says, all right. Food toss street rule. You can make a shot on the other team, but you have to match it. Crybabies go first. Hank says, no fair. They want to go first. Oh, they're the crybabies, aren't they? Hank says, okay, Max. Max says, see if we can handle this hook. Then he lands the food in Hank's mouth. Hank says, yeah. Then Max lands food in Hank's mouth. Then says, in your face, hacksaw. Then he says, so that is to say he's sorry that she's up and he's sorry. Then Hacksaw lands food in Chainsaw's mouth. Hacksaw says, enough of that baby stuff. Next shot, over the shoulder, backwards. Then Hacksaw lands food in Chainsaw's mouth, over his shoulder. Then Max says, okay, here it comes. Then Max lands food in Hank's mouth over his shoulder, and Hacksaw says, Max got lucky. When they win, she's turning Max's bedroom into her lair where she can do all her evil stuff. Sorry, Hacksaw, but Max's lair is already a lair. Max's bedroom's already a lair. Well, you wouldn't have to change his bedroom. It's already it's already an evil lair. Max says, it'll be easier than she thinks. Yeah, because it's already a layer. Then Phoebe says, yeah, she better be leaving. She takes him aside and says, she can't be the protector of Himville, but they don't live in Himville. And Max says, this is a bad idea. Hank should be doing it with Phoebe. They're better at this. Hank says, no, this is him and Max. What should be doing this with Phoebe? They are a father and daughter team. Hacksaw and Chainsaw may be a father and daughter team, but Hank and Max are a father and son team. That's way better. Phoebe says, she's gonna assume that they're just going talking. Hank says, this is their time. Max picks up the shot and he will try to have it back. Max says, okay, Hank, let's go. Let's whip their name. Phoebe says, yeah, she should be saying goodbye to her furniture now. Yeah, she should have gone shoe shopping. Yeah, Phoebe, if you would have been in the B plot with Matt. It would have been the B plot. And you would have had to go to Splatburger. Max says, ooh, what about Hank's couch butt groove? He's worn out all Spring's boat except for one. Hank says, Milton's the most stubborn spring of them all. Great idea, Matt. Phoebe says, she should be saying goodbye to the furniture and her stuff. Goodbye, chairs. Goodbye, Pang and Butler. Yeah, Phoebe does not trust in Max or Hank, does she? Max says, okay. They call the shots. Off Hank's butt group and nothing but gunk. I don't know what he said. I'm just going to put gunk there. Hacksaw says, done. They'll even go first. She's got to get home and feed her back. Hacksaw tries to make the food, but it doesn't bounce, but it doesn't. Chainsaw says, come on, Hacksaw. She's a disgrace to the Saw family name. Hacksaw says, don't blame her. Hank's butt crushed the cushion's soul. Hank says, not all of it, and tells Max to aim for Milton. Max launches the food from the spring into Hank's mouth, and they win. Chainsaw says, why are their customers cheering? Now they don't have a place to sit. Hank and Max cheer, and Hank and they thank each other, saying, Hank says, let's go home. And Phoebe says, and sit on. And Hank says, oh yeah, the furniture, and they take it back. Then at Thunderhouse, Nora tells Barb that the commercial is starting. Barb asks, why does the couch smell like coffee? But Hank's like, no, the commercial is starting to distract her. Where Mrs. Wong depicts Billy, Nora, and Barb as ravenous pigs who eat all of her food. This shocks most of the family, i.e., Max, Hank, Phoebe, and Chloe. But Billy, Barb, and Nora are excited because Billy says he can't believe it, and Barb says she knows they're gonna be famous, and then they get all excited. While Hank, Phoebe, Chloe, Phoebe, Hank, and Max are all still shocked to end the episode. So that was episode 23. We saw the return of Chainsaw. I don't think we ever see him again. Goodbye, Chainsaw. We saw the only one appearance of Hacksaw. Goodbye, Hacksaw. And this was a good Chloe B-plot. She again had nothing to do. And also good reference to Rosa Blassi's actual TV show. Super medicine. Strong medicine. So next we got Back to School. This episode, this is the plot about Phoebe discovers that she never, thanks to Max, as I've always said, starring Ditch Day, where I said that Phoebe says she has a clean permanent record. This episode reveals that she does not have a good record because Max made her. They used to go to SAS as kids, and then Max made her skip school one day thinking it was a day off. So now in this episode, they have to go back to school and hang out with a bunch of other kids, including Booker from Raven's Home, and there's this one teacher who actually dislikes them because of things they did in their past. Going to save it for there. Meanwhile, in the B plot, Hank inspires chores, but Nora is tired of this, so she decides to compete against Hank for chores. Gonna save it for there. So yeah, Next episode, we have Max and Phoebe going back to their old high school. Well, going back to their old school. Well, in the B plot, Nora competes against Hank for who controls the chores of the family. Find out what happens next time. And also, yes, I don't know when I'll be doing the next Supernatural video, but it will be in the other review space. That's where I do my Supernatural videos from now. But yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time for Season 3, Episode 24, Back to School. Then after that, we have the 2-part season finale. How will this season end, and how will it start off the final season? And again, we still don't know nothing about the the Thunderman sequel series that was announced about Max and Phoebe training Chloe. We have nothing about that. We have nothing about that. I watched the Kids' Choice Awards. I watched Max and Jack and Kira be in it, but I thought that they revealed something to say, oh, this is what it's about. But no, nothing. So we still know nothing. All we know about it is that it's being filmed in Canada, which is right. That's all we know about. We know nothing about the premise, the plot. We don't know the trailer. We don't know nothing. All we know about it is that it doesn't have a name yet. Like, the movie is based off of Thunderman's Returns, the movie, but in series format. And apparently, Billy, Nora, Hank, and Barb will appear sometimes. They're not going to be full main characters like in this show. It's mainly Chloe, Phoebe, and Max who are the main characters. But it will follow Thunderman's Returns. Can't wait to watch that movie. But anyway, yeah. We still know nothing about this Thunderman sequel series. And also, we're getting a Dexter prequel, which we know nothing of. Hopefully a trailer comes out with that, and I will do episodes for Dexter, the new show, because if you watch my old Dexter review series, I loved that show, and I loved it, and I kind of liked its sequel, Dexter New Blood. The ending could have been a lot better. They could have done it a lot better. They shouldn't have made Dexter. They shouldn't have made Harrison this hero. That's the main problem with Dexter New Blood, is that they made Harrison the hero at the end of the series, despite the fact that he was a whiny, complaining kid the entire show, the entire series. So I don't know what happened to make them think he had the right to kill Dexter. But I'm excited for this series, this prequel series about Dexter's early days at Miami Metro. Early days at Miami Metro while starting his serial killer career. I'm excited for that. But this has been my review of Thundermans. This has been my review of the Thundermans, and I'll see you next time for Season 3, Episode 24, Back to School. See you next time. And Goofy Gilbert, I'm a Goofy Gilbert, rock, bow, 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 bow. You're a Goofy Gilbert, rock, bow, 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 bow. Oh, Goofy Gilbert, rock, rock, rock. Goofy Gilbert, goodbye, rock, rock, rock. I'll see you next time.